Helix! But it's not what it looks like. But no, don't leave! Please! I'm sorry! I love you! Helix, don't leave! No, Helix! Please don't leave! No! No! Boys and girls, welcome back. This is obviously it's a Pod Go video. The reason that it's a Pod Go video is it's been a while since I've done anything with Pod Go, or as you Americans like to say, it's been a hot minute. So I decided that I would drag the Pod Go out and, you know, give a nice little run through of one of the patches that I put together. Now, the thing with the Pod Go is you forget just how simple and great this unit is, because it's just easy. It's easy usage. It's easy to just build patches, and it still sounds absolutely amazing. So let's start at the very, very beginning. This is called Pod Lead, using the RevGen amp. And obviously, if you've seen stuff about Pod Go before, you know that you're kind of limited as to what you can and can't do up here. And some of the stuff you can take out and some of the stuff you can't. And I kind of see that as a good thing, because it makes you think about what you're actually going to put in there. So if you're like me and you want, you know, a overdrive and a good amp, nice 4x12 delay and reverb, then you're set. You know, it's amazing. I like it a lot. So Snapshot 1, or A as it's labeled on the actual Pod Go itself, we've got a volume pedal, and then the always there wah. I'm using the chrome wah for that. Then typically, again, if you've seen any of my videos, you'll know that I kind of like to put the 808 Tube Screamer in there. Now this one has got a very, very slight, like 0.5 of gain. I don't know, there was just like something, it was either off, or that little kind of signal wake up was there for me, and I needed it. I just needed it. I just had to put it there. RevGen Red, not a lot of gain there, because it's a gainy old beast anyway, the RevGen Red. So I didn't really want to kind of squish everything to the point where, you know, definition and stuff like that kind of goes. So the Tube Screamer does a great job of kind of just pushing that RevGen a little bit more where I want it to go. And then the calligraphic EQ, which I love that pedal. It's really, really good. It just does everything there that I need it to do. Then we hit a ping pong delay, which, you know, if you're listening in headphones, you'll get a good kind of feel as to how that works. And a lot of people will kind of download this patch, and they'll change the scale, and they'll change the spread and all that. And it's all down to personal taste. I can't say that enough. And I do say it in all of my videos. It's like it's a Johnny Lee disclaimer 2021. Then I hit the tile reverb. You'll notice in this as well, there is no plate reverb. I love the plate reverb, but for the purpose of this and keeping it simple, I kind of preferred the tile, because I like that as an enhancer. I've talked about before on the Axe 8. There's a block in that called the enhancer, which spit your teeth out, boy. There's a block in there called the enhancer, which it kind of does the same thing, and you know, I like it. It's a personal thing. I'm parked on the end of that, which again, you know, it makes you kind of not need the plate reverb, is a chorus pedal. Now a lot of people will say, well, the chorus has got to be before the amp, or it's got to be somewhere back here. So there's no rules, man. Kiss my ass. You can fucking do what you want. You know what I mean? If it sounds good to you, that's all that matters. So let's take a quick listen to Snapshot number 1. And obviously, what you'll notice, there's a shitload of gain there. I know. What you'll notice is as well, there's no compressor in this patch, and sometimes these those Van Halen-y kind of taps, the harmonic taps, these can disappear a little bit, and sometimes it's difficult to get them right. But it actually helps if you've got fat fingers, which I have. I've got really fat fingers. They're basically sausages with nails on, and that helps me get that harmonic. So there's plenty of gain there for you if you like it. Snapshot 2 or B as it's labelled, what happens there is the delay drops right down a little bit. There's no sort of change to the drive. It's kind of, the drive relatively stays the same. Not relatively, it does. It stays the same throughout the snapshots. It just gives you different level of effect. So on some of them, the delay will change and the chorus mix will change a little bit, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this is Snapshot 2 with slightly less delay, more of a rhythm sound. So again, you know, the gain stays there. If I was to turn up the chorus amount, you know, to a relatively big bit, that's when we start getting that kind of 80s poison-y kind of thing. So it's all adjustable. Number 3 is actually a solo boost. So what happens is 3 is the same as 1. It's just that on this, it goes from channel volume being 8 to 8.5. It's not a massive jump, but it's enough. There is also another way of doing the solo boost without turning the volume up if you're worried about clipping at your desk or in a live situation. What you can opt to do as well, as I found, is if we look at Snapshot 1, if you look at the drive on the amp, Snapshot 1's kind of like our main one. There's a bit of delay in there. The channel volume is at 8, and if we go to 3, it goes to 8.5. So that can be your solo boost, if you like. However, if we go to the delay pedal and we go to 4, there's quite a significant amount of up in the feedback and up in the mix as well, which is the same on Snapshot 3, but the volume of the amp stays at 8 on 4, like that. Hopefully you were paying attention there. So you've got kind of 2 options. You know, you can have one as a solo boost if you're happy with the amount of delay that you've got. Let's just take a quick look at number 1. So there's our delay settings for that. And if we go into Snapshot 2, it changes again. And then Snapshot 3, it'll change again, but it'll give us a boost on the amp. And then Snapshot 4, I hope you're paying attention to this. Snapshot 4 will still give us the boost on the delay, but it doesn't give us the boost on the volume of the amp. So there's just a couple of different options there for you. That could have been an overly complicated way to explain it, but you know, I'm just kind of thinking on my feet. So let's just take a look and a listen to the big delay sound on Snapshot 4. So there's a shit ton of delay there. There's loads. And I like that. That's what I like. So it's a very basic, straightforward patch. If, obviously, you're used to Helix and you've got your Snapshots kind of scribble strips in front of you telling you where everything is, what is on and what is off, etc., etc., etc. The Podgo just takes a little bit more of a learning curve in remembering where stuff is, but I love it. I love the Podgo. I think it's one of the best things that Line 6 did in a while, and calling it Pod as well. It's old school. I like it. So that's the layout of the actual patch itself. Volume pedal, wah, which is self-explanatory. Tube Screamer, just with a 0.5 bit of gain. The Rev Gen amp, not a shit ton of gain there, to be honest. And again, I've pushed the mids on this because that's where your guitar lives in the mix. Cali 4x12 Cali V30 with a 160 ribbon mic at a 3 inches back distance, only because it's kind of a smoother sounding microphone. I think it kind of just makes everything a little bit more pleasant, and there's a lot of early reflections on there as well, because what I was going for with this sitting in a mix is it's got to sound big, and that's what I'm doing. So the early reflections can give us that. It's almost a bullshit plate reverb, if you like. Calligraphic, ping pong delay, tile verb as our little enhancer, and then chorus parked on the end. All right, so we'll cut away and you'll hear it in a mix. Go and download the patch. It's there in the description. Don't forget to hit the dingly dongly bell and get some notifications as to what I'm doing over the next few days. Thanks for subscribing and popping along, and I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.